It's not 93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Keith Thurman has been talking shit lately. He's always, Keith Thurman, he does sometimes come across as this intelligent intellect of boxing, but other times he can come across as a shit talker. Calls Algeria chump, says, talks on about other people for facing certain oppositions. When he faces those same opposition, he's just sort of struggling, I guess. And Keith Thurman, he is a good fighter, but this is what you have to say about Danny Garcia. I'm not gonna quote the exact shit. I can't be bothered. It's somewhere. Go Google it, YouTube it. Yeah, Keith Thurman once he was asked about Danny Garcia's power, and he tries to say there's certain things I do agree with, there's certain things I don't. But one thing he says is he gives the analogy that something with baseball, like if someone hits a home run, one hits a certain distance, another hits a greater distance, doesn't matter. As long as they hit the home run, it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, I guess I'm not too familiar with baseball, but the analogy I have is just imagine if someone has a gun, right? Like there's a gunfight going on. You don't have no bulletproof vest, nothing. One's got a 9mm pistol, and one's got a 45 caliber pistol. And doesn't matter. If let's say, I mean, how do I explain it? Like, if you hit me right and I hit you right, either one of us can be dead. Doesn't matter how powerful whose bullet was more powerful. If that makes sense, you get my analogy. I hope you do. But yeah, so yeah, he's right with the analogy. And one thing I want to say is, I'm glad he's seeing it like that, because I don't want him to think that, oh, Danny Garcia, his power is overrated. He hasn't knocked someone out in a while, so I'm just gonna walk in there. We don't have to respect his power, which is good, man, because it means that he's taking this seriously and his mindset is somewhat. He's not underestimating Danny Garcia, at least not to the extent that I thought he might. Keith Thurman also says that he kind of discredits his power a little bit, saying that Danny Garcia, every time he hits someone, most of the time they get up. All the stoppages he got up. Like, see, he talks about Amir Khan. Amir Khan got up. People forget that. People forget a lot of things. That he hit. He mentioned a few certain fighters. Matisse got up. He said, which was really shameful for you to even bring up that knockdown, because considering that at least he knocked him down. Matisse, at the time was known to have a granite chin, the machine Matisse, right? Sean Porter, who was dropped by Adrian Broner, you couldn't drop him. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not impressive, but if you're saying all this shit, you should think twice. Who was Lucas Matisse? Lucas Matisse got hit with a few hard shots before. He never went down. I don't think he ever went down. And also, another thing, Keith Thurman was talking like, he's trying to say that Danny Garcia has power, that, I need to be respect. But at the same time, he hasn't got the type of power. Like, he's trying to compare his power with Garcia's power, and he's trying to say that his power is a lot more. Which, to a certain, do I think it's a lot more? Yes and no. Look, Keith Thurman, when it's a loaded punch, shout out to Be Real TV for saying this, because he explained this clearly. Keith Thurman with a loaded punch, a loaded overhand right, and a loaded left uppercut is really, really strong, devastating, especially the right hand, actually the uppercut as well. But Keith Thurman, when he throws, normally when it's not loaded, it's pretty strong. But I feel like Garcia's power when it's not loaded is equally strong, and Garcia a lot of times does not load up. I explained this in many other videos. He doesn't load up as much as people think. And I feel like Keith Thurman's, apart from those punches, when he doesn't load up, it's not that strong. His punches is not really, really that strong. This is why Luis Collazo was able to walk through his punches in the first few rounds. Keith Thurman was able to load up a little bit, but not the way he wanted to. And when he load up on shots, the thing is, you have to sit down and load up. And if a person is kind of keeping you uncomfortable, then it's hard to load up like that. And if a person's, another thing about loading up is you can see the punch coming, and you kind of either pull back, roll with that shot, or just plain miss it. Just like just dodge it and shit like that. And Keith Thurman was pretending like as if he has been getting one-time knockouts all the time. He talks about one time all the time, but he hasn't been getting one time all the time. The last knockout he had was of, Luis Calaza, which was really a bullshit knockout. I mean, to be honest, no, that was a bullshit knockout. Like, Luis Calaza quit. Keith Thurman dropped Robert Guerrero. I know that was impressive. But at the same time, the way he talked about, like, see, again, that's the thing. Robert Guerrero got up. If he's trying to say Matisse got up, yeah, Robert Guerrero got up. And Robert Guerrero is actually, he came from 135. He skipped 140 to go 147. That's the guy. I mean, Robert Guerrero is tough. But, damn. Lucas Matisse, I felt like he was more comfortable with the weight and things like that. And, again, that's the thing. He fought a bunch of these guys. He's pretending like as if everyone's going down from his power. People need to remember this, that Danny Goss is an underrated puncher. He hit Eric Morales with one shot, and he was out. The first fight he hit Eric Morales, I thought it was a right hand. I looked carefully, it was a left hook. He dropped Judah with a right hand, that was the thing. He dropped Morales in the first fight with one shot, a left hook. And Marcos Maidana fought Eric Morales, and Eric Morales was not exactly young when he fought Maidana either, so he was an old guy. And keep in mind, Eric Morales was a champion when he fought, actually, I don't know if he was a champion, it was at least for a title. So, he fought Garcia. So I guess there'll be more motivation that if he wants a title, then, he would fight a bit deep, dig a bit deeper, right? But either way, that's not here and there. Maidana fought an old Eric Morales. Garcia fought an old Eric Morales. Garcia dropped him. Maidana didn't. Maidana's a big puncher. So, I feel like, and the same thing with Khan again. Garcia dropped Khan. Maidana couldn't. And Maidana landed a whole bunch of punches. I do believe Khan didn't take that fight as seriously as the Maidana fight, but again, that's something else. He dropped Judah. He dropped Judah when Judah hit him with one of the biggest punch that he hit him up to that point. Judah hit him with the biggest punch so far up to round 8. Garcia hit him back like he didn't even get hit, which was crazy. And I think Keith Thurman I said he's not underestimating Garcia's power, but I still think, he's overestimating his own power. Keith Thurman he's not as hard of a puncher as people think he is. He's only hard of a puncher when he's loaded up. And Garcia doesn't really load up as much. He puts his body forward. He doesn't cock it right back. He puts his body forward and his hand stays in the cocked position, and then he brings it forward. So, yeah, man. Keith Thurman, he's about to get exposed. I actually think he's about to get exposed. A lot of people are, a lot of Keith Thurman fans, man. There's so many of them. People are like, man, Keith Thurman's gonna win this and that. And I like Keith Thurman. I think he seems like a passionate boxer. It's good to see someone passionate for the sport. But Keith Thurman makes himself sound like as if he knows a lot, and then people comment on videos where Keith Thurman's talking, and it's like, this guy knows a lot, and this guy knows boxing, shit like this. It's like, look, I can't find an example on top of my head, but a lot of times people just sort of, it's not necessarily what they're saying that makes you think that he knows about boxing. It's how he's saying it. It's about the delivery, and it's just the way he's talking about it. He seems passionate. He seems articulated. It makes you think that he's intelligent. Same with Paulie Malignaggi. I think both of these guys, sometimes it's just talking shit. Sometimes they're talking sense, but sometimes they're just talking shit. And honestly, it's just the delivery. Similar with Bernard Hopkins. Travis Gotti said this, and I kind of said it on my videos too after hearing from him. It was like I kind of agree with him. He basically said, the shit that he says, people pay attention to it, but it's just him. That's why he's saying it. If a random person, random person said that, said what he was saying, people think he was crazy. He sounds like a random bum on the street. The way you see what I'm trying to say? It's the delivery and shit. It's also who says it. People have mad respect for Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia responded saying that Keith Thurman is overrated. Like in Keith Thurman, like it's just hype and shit like that. And you know what? He is hype. Keith Thurman really, I'm not sold on him. Like Keith Thurman was seen as someone who's better than Marcus Maidana. Like, are you kidding me? People, when Marcus Maidana was beating Broner and was like giving problems to Floyd Mayweather Jr., you're like, this guy is better than Thurman's better than this guy. I mean, it's insane. Man, Keith Thurman hasn't really done much in boxing, and I've been saying this. People been like People be saying, "Oh, you don't know about boxing." Keith Thurman hasn't done too much in boxing. He hasn't. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. He's done a good amount. Like, but compared to Garcia, no way. And this is another thing. They compare resumes. They keep what's Danny Garcia done at 147. I try to say Danny Garcia's done a good amount, and then people are like, "Oh, what's he done at 147?" Look, and they compare Amir Khan as well. What's Amir Khan done at 147? And that's the only reason they're picking Thurman to beat Khan. Like, let me say this: when Amir Khan finished fighting Devin Alexander or Chris Algieri, right? Amir Khan's resume at welterweight was better than Keith Thurman's resume at welterweight. But you'd still pick Thurman. It's not because who done, you're not basically making a judgment based on their resumes like you're pretending to do now. It's just that you're not sold on that person and you just bought into the hype. Anything they do well is amplified in your eyes to be better than what it actually is. Keith Thurman hasn't done much in boxing. His best win was against Sean Porter, similar to Kell Brook's best win. Sean Porter, again, in my opinion, is an overrated fighter. If Danny Garcia fought Sean Porter, Danny Garcia will knock him out. He'll coming forward, all that shit. Nah, he'll get knocked out, honestly. But yeah, that's what I feel, man. I feel like you guys are overestimating Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is overrated. How are you impressed with his knockouts when he's just knocking out? I mean, when was the last time he had a knockout? Be honest with yourself. That Collazo knockout was bullshit. Honestly, be honest with yourself. Keith Thurman is an overrated fighter. Guys, look, he has a fragile jaw anyway. People are mad at Andrew Garcia saying that. I saw him. He got more thumbs down than thumbs up. But he has a glass jaw anyway. Like, how you figure... Like, again, people, when they think of glass jaw, they think of Amir Khan, which, okay, fair enough. But how you figure Keith Thurman has a better jaw than Amir Khan? Oh, because Amir Khan got knocked out by Canelo. Yeah, he got knocked out by Canelo, so he has a weaker jaw than Thurman. How you figure that? Like, as if Thurman wouldn't get knocked out by Canelo if he gets touched like that. Man, you guys are full of shit, man. Think with your brain, man. What's wrong with you guys? Honestly, sometimes I don't try watch any more videos. At least I don't try go to the comment section. It's all bullshit, man. All of this shit is bullshit. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I think a lot of as Travis Gotti said, a lot of feelings will be hurt. I think a lot of people will be like shocked. They still wouldn't be able to figure out how Danny Garcia wins. I think that's the reason why they're not picking Danny Garcia, is because they feel like a lot of it is fluke. They try to say, oh, the Amir Khan fight wasn't fluke, which it wasn't, but they try to say Amir Khan fight wasn't fluke, but deep down they feel like it is. They only say that about Amir Khan because they don't like Khan. Yeah, so, and then when he beats Thurman, I still feel like a lot of people will just not understand what the hell happened. Like, how the fuck did he win? Yeah, I've already made it clear that how Garcia can win. That's really all I have to say, man. I'm SR93 Boxing. I'm out. Let me know what you think.